good in the midst of everything. And He's worthy to be praised, and He's a great God. But in Genesis chapter 1, the Bible tells us, it says, in the beginning that God created the heaven and the earth. And the earth was without form and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep. And the Spirit of God moved upon the face of the waters. And God said, let there be light, and there was light. And God saw the light, that it was good, and God divided the light from the darkness. And God called the light day, and the darkness He called night, and the evening and the morning were the first day. God said, let there be a firmament in the midst of the waters, and let it divide the waters from the waters. And God made the firmament and divided the waters which were under the firmament, and the waters which were above the firmament. It was so. And God called the firmament heaven, and the evening and the morning were the second day. You can be seated. But He goes on and on, as you read on through there, the creation. And God's creation is a beautiful thing. It's a wonderful thing. It's amazing when we begin to look at God's creation, what He called into existence by the words that He spoke. He talked to nothing. He spoke nothing. That nothing was there. And God called it into existence with His very words that He spoke. And that's amazing to me. He brought order to this world that we live in. Science has discovered, certain things, and we call it, different, theories or whatever about the earth spinning on its axis. And there's so much that science has learned about the world that we live in through the creatures and the creation that God has created. And tonight I want to talk to you about the banana. I told you you'd remember a little bit of this. I just want to talk to you tonight about the banana. I know it's kind of funny when the sound of that. But the banana, anybody like bananas? I got a few hands there. I like bananas sometimes. Bananas are kind of an amazing thing. And if you talk to the atheists, then they say that there is no God. Well, when I look at a banana, you've got to look at that banana and think, man, there's a creator that was behind that. The banana, first of all, I kind of got one laughing. Think about this. The banana, you look at it, man, the color of it, first of all, was designed that we know that when that banana becomes yellow, it's ready to be ate, right? It's time to eat it. But when it's green, the Creator designed that banana that we know that it's not ready yet. It's not in the place where we need to eat it. But on the other side of that, when that banana begins to turn brown, now some people like that. They'll peel it and they'll eat them brown. Not so much me. But we know that thing is in its final stages at that moment. The Creator done that. Just so that we would know this banana's ready or it's not ready, or this banana, it needs to be thrown away. Not only that, but that peeling, when it begins to change colors and begins to decompose, when you think about it, God, somebody, not just somebody, but it was God with intentions, designed this banana so that we could see it from the beginning as the thing begins to grow and come forth to the very end, to where it decomposes and goes back into the earth and brings, not only just goes back into the earth, but as it decomposes, it brings nourishment to the other thing that on the ground that it's going back into. Well, then you find the banana, you reach up at the top of it, you begin to peel it back, right? You pull that layer down. It's protective. God designed the inside of that banana to be soft and full of taste and full of, it's good for us. It's healthy for us. We eat those things. We peel it back. God designed it to be protected during the rain, protected during the sun, when the sun's out, through storms, through all the things that it has to face while it's growing. God designed that. God done those things. If God has such a plan, I didn't realize that so much went into a banana. It's even got a little handle on the end of it that you can hold on. You ever seen a monkey eat a banana? They hold it at the stem down there and they peel the top. They just eat it like humans do. But they know when that is ready to eat. God designed things that way. As our Creator, if God put that much attention just into a banana, what do you think about your own life? He tells us that we're wonderfully made, that we're just wonderful, and we are people that are designed to love God and to walk with God. We've been born upon this earth to have fellowship with God, our Father. We're here because God designed us to be what we are, and I'm glad that He designed us. He gave us dominion over the animals. He gave us dominion over the things that are around us as humans. He gave us power over them or dominion over them. He didn't put us here to abuse those things, but He put us here to use those things. The animals that are here, many of them were designed for our food so that we could eat. All the things that God had done, God knows exactly what He's doing, and He knows how to do it the right way. And I'm glad that with just the very words of God, God is able to call things into existence and lay things out there. And I don't know about you, but it was really encouraging to me when I began to hear about that banana. Because I thought, man alive, I never thought about that. I just peeled the thing back and ate it. That's a creation. That's something that God had created for you and I. What about the apple? Got that layer of peeling on the outside. You can't eat that. Some people like to take a knife and cut it off. Some people like the peeling. Now me, I just bite into it and go. God created it that way. Walking through life and look, there's an apple tree. Oh, what's that? We go over and take a bite, and it's wonderful. You bite into it. Certain apples are better than others. Some people like Granny Smith. I know Grandma did. She'd always have them big old Granny Smith apples. And I thought, man, or Gala Delicious or something. Or Golden Delicious, whatever they are. I like the Gala apples, the taste of them. You bite into them, all these different types of apples. We bite into and the taste is there. But they're protected with a covering. But the inside is a consistency and things that's nourishment to our bodies. It's great for us. Think about it. That's amazing to me. But God designed us. He designed us to withstand storms. He designed us to withstand. He designed us with an outer layer. He designed us with a covering. He gave us a covering, which is His Holy Spirit. The Spirit of God to cover us. To go before us. To guide us. To teach us. Ain't you glad of that? That it is so this human a body of flesh, it is frail, and we could fall, we could dive to the elements that are around us. But even in the midst of all that, there's a Spirit of God that we can be sealed unto the day of redemption with, and I'm thankful for that God is with us, and He has sealed us unto the day of redemption with His Holy Spirit, with His power, with His presence. His Word can come down into our life and transform us and change us into what He wants us to be when we allow His Word to do that. We can be a people of prayer and get into a place in prayer where God changes who we are. He changes our perspective. He changes our mind about things and changes our understanding. When pain comes, He'll give us joy in the midst of pain. He'll give us beauty for ashes. He done all those things for us. He is the Creator. And I'm glad that He created us. Now, God, He is a God that is wonderful. He is awesome. He is indescribable. We can't even describe Him fully with the words that we speak. In our human language, we don't even have words that are adequate enough to describe who He really is and to understand Him the way that the depths of who He really is. But one of these days when we make heaven our home, we'll get to see Him for who He is. And right now the Bible tells us it's as a glass beholding an image. We're looking, from glory. We're being changed from glory to glory. And we're being transformed more like Him. But we're looking through this glass darkly. And we can't really understand Him fully. We can't comprehend it fully. But we can just see little bits of who He is. And when we begin to look at His creation and we begin to see the things that God has done and the things that God has designed for us us to take part in, the food supply, the beauty of the earth that's around us, and all the things that God designed as we're going through life, but we got our faces stuck in other things, and we don't even take time to look around and say, oh God, you made that. God, you designed that. Look at that tree. It comes up, it grows, and every fall the leaves begin to fall off of it. We look at it and we say, man, that thing looks like it's dead. But God says, no, that's not dead. It's just in a season. It's in the season of fall. It's getting prepared to go through winter. But spring's coming, and new life is going to shine forth, and it's going to push those dead things off as that tree grows, and all the animals, the caterpillar that turns into the butterfly. Man, it's amazing what God does. We look at that old ugly caterpillar crawling through there, and soon, it won't be long, we look and we see a beautiful butterfly, and we think, wow, it's amazing what God done. It's amazing for that. But with that caterpillar, it has to get wrapped up in this little cocoon, and in that place it has to grow, and it has to fight and war and to tear its way out of that before it can ever be fully what God has designed it to be. And for us, it's the same way. We've got to fight for it. We've got to fight for it. If we take and we tear that open, that thing will never become the butterfly. It'll destroy it. It'll kill it. Sometimes we've got to let people struggle. Sometimes we've got to allow them to walk through dark places. We can love them. We can pray for them. But we can't do it for them. We can't bring them through it. They've got to do it themselves. And when they do it themselves, there's that beauty that comes along with that they can't get anywhere else. We've got to let them walk through the struggles of this life. And